Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, all that you thought you knew, you don't. Join me as I take you through this journey to the truth.
Second week of December. As 2016 draws to a close, we are faced with the very real possibility that the new year will bring great uncertainty and a sense of despair and hopelessness about the future of our planet. How do I know this? Because you have personally expressed your feelings both publicly and privately with myself
Oh
and with those
my.
who you confide with on our social media sites. We realize that these feelings exist in many of us.
That's right.
They are stronger in some than in others, but we can't quite grasp the real source of our anxiety. There is one possible reason why we feel so anxious about our future. We've discussed it before, but sometimes we place it in the back of our memory because it seems too painful to dwell on. When we think about disasters, we usually consider the events that take place in our natural surroundings, such as storms and earthquakes, which have occurred since the dawn of time. But what about a possible pending global disaster, one which defies what humanity is accustomed to? Many of you sense that this is where we are heading. But we remain on pins and needles because the world powers have been sworn to secrecy, while the mainstream media has primarily focused on civil.
German secret societies ran into a group of Nordic looking beings that had existed for tens of thousands of years.
We don't think
have
that's real. More
extraterrestrials
than real.
here on the planet that are not just living in caverns, they have cities there.
That's all you need to see.
While the mainstream media has primarily focused on civil unrest rather than environmental instability. Although you may not be aware of this, governments do in fact take precautions for pending global disasters. For instance, dwell on these known facts and then consider why this is happening. It, the U.S. Space Shuttle launched its last mission in mid-2011, at the same time that NASA had completely abandoned its government-funded manned spacecraft program. That same year, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault was sealed. They then announced that they would allow the world to restart agriculture immediately following a global catastrophe. The anticipated collapse of the global financial system,
is, where
as
all our
governments
seeds
would
are.
not be expected to
To
pay
reseed
back their
the world.
debts, thus considered an economic reset for reasons not entirely known. Government organizations and the militaries ramped up efforts to build underground survival shelters and facilities across the globe. Are you aware that the demand for fortified shelters has skyrocketed just in the last 3 to 5 years? Why the rush? Do any of us know for sure? The construction of DUMB facilities has been going on for many years now and continues even today. The fact that the government is building these shelters mostly in remote, inhospitable areas, far from the maddening crowd, should have all of us asking serious questions. China has decided in just the past few years to quickly build subway complexes below most of their major cities, which is very odd in terms of timing. The government also constructed a survival bunker capable of holding 200,000 chosen people. Russia announced the construction of 5,000 new nuclear bomb shelters that were required to be completed by the end of this year, 2016. Their subway system also had to be relocated deeper than needed for use as emergency shelters. And what about FEMA? Many of you already know of these reports and have commented that they are building camps and acquiring body bags, as well as stockpiling tons of dried food. In 2013, they publicly announced that citizens should acquire a long-term survival kit in case of a global emergency, at the same time that the DHS was buying countless rounds of ammo. Why? Should we be asking serious questions? Yes, I really think the time has come to get a better grasp on what is going on. We deserve to know.
That's right.
Not only for ourselves, but for all those we love and care about.
That's why I'm making the videos.
So why all of these preparations? And what exactly is the
I said it in my
rush
very first
in
video.
completing these
But
objectives?
those who don't believe me, go back to my very first video and listen
We know
to
that
the first
solar
10 minutes
activity
of it.
will increase as the
It's the
solar cycle
introduction
moves
video.
into a maximum time frame in the coming years. There is talk that NASA is watching the sky for some sort of shockwave of energy to reveal itself in the very near future.
That's right.
An event so powerful that it could very well affect 1/3 of humanity.
That's right.
You
Technology
may ask
will be wiped
yourself,
out.
is it possible for an event of such magnitude to take place? Consider that in this century, NASA actually recorded the largest pulsar wave to come in contact with our atmosphere in human recorded history.
That's right.
Scientists detected a flash of light from across the galaxy so powerful that it bounced off the moon and lit up the Earth's upper atmosphere. The flash was brighter than anything ever detected from beyond our solar system, and it lasted over 1/10 of a second.
Looked it up on the news. They tell
NASA and European satellites and many radio telescopes detected the flash and its aftermath on December 27, 2004. The scientists said the light came from a giant flare on the surface of an exotic neutron star called a magnetar.
I show you the truth. If
The
you don't
apparent
believe me, prove me
magnitude
wrong.
was
Look it
brighter
up,
than a full
research it.
moon and all historical star explosions. The light was brightest in the gamma ray energy range, far more energetic than visible light or X-rays, and invisible to our eyes. NASA has a habit of predicting that the sun may generate unprecedented solar storms for a lengthy period. They cannot accurately predict Earth's normal weather a week in advance, and still somehow they claim to be able to do this with respect to unprecedented weather on the sun and do it years in advance. So what they are saying is that they are more dependent on vulnerable computer technology now. But we had similar dependencies in 2001 and in 1990 when previous 11-year solar cycles hit. So what is different about the current cycle? Their solar prediction would almost suggest that they possess some sort of extra information that has not been currently stated. So this may be more accurate than any of us would have imagined. In October of this year, the President, by executive order, implemented a coordinated effort to begin within the next 120 days from the date of his order to prepare the nation for catastrophic space weather. The order was prepared and provided to the media on short notice. The proclamation by the President can be read in its entirety at the address listed here. One thing seems certain. Whatever is approaching the Earth, people are taking notice and sharing what they have witnessed and observed with the technology that is afforded them. I will make every effort to keep you updated on visual observations that are provided both on our
Illuminati
Facebook
thing
account
right there.
and through our channel
It's the same
correspondence.
thing. Turn it on. It's the
I
same
must
thing.
note, however,
Like 69.
that the
Turn around,
authenticity
same thing.
of these image captures cannot be verified with 100% accuracy. But I will make every effort to carefully examine each photo and video that is presented. So let's examine each
You got
of
the
these
whole
recent
word Illuminati
captures
spelled
for
all
your
out
review.
in two symbols. Are you kidding
We
me?
begin with a video and image compilation taken by a photographer in the mountains of North Carolina at the end of November and the beginning of December 2016. Each capture was completed using a disc filter attached to a camera lens. You will notice the V-shaped tail formation appearing to the left of the sun. You may recall that Nibiru was often referred to as the comet planet by the South American astronomer Carlos Munoz Ferrara. It was done so because of its distinct tail consisting of cosmic red iron oxide dust and debris. He pegged the name Hercolubus to describe this large celestial entity. If this is an actual capture of Nibiru, which the photographer has indicated that it is, then the planet, which is the outermost planet of the Nemesis system, would have to be entering into the inner solar system.
That's right.
Where comet tails become more defined.
That's right.
This is by far one of the most revealing captures.
The Bible
today.
says a third of the stars will be traveling in the tail of the dragon. Revelations. Read it.
In these images from December 2nd, there are two orbs captured below the sun. Notice how both objects are appearing behind the tree line, which is absolute proof of the existence of celestial entities, as flares or reflections will always appear in front of objects in the landscape.
That's right. Not normal.
I wanted to include this extraordinary capture taken in August from Brazil, because the winged formation or the winged serpent anomaly has been photographed on at least 3 or 4 separate occasions since the beginning of 2016. Notice how the entire formation appears from behind the mountains and is reflected in the water.
You're in the middle of this beautiful sci-fi environment.
It's just something that you can't get anywhere else.
It's amazing to watch.
It's just the rush like no other.
They want you to feel good. They want you to go
and
out in
is
space.
reflected in the water.
Promoting space travel through TV.
This capture is once again indicative of the formation of the winged globe, as revealed by the Maestria Observatory in Brazil on December 6th. In the image sequence, there is an enormous entity that comes into view separate from the sun. The enlarged photo of this object shows the tremendous wingspan of this comet-like entity. What's so interesting about this is that the formation is appearing on 2 separate observatory cameras.
It's not a planet,
both
people.
of them from Brazil.
Get that out of your
as
head.
shown
It's
here,
not a planet.
just below the
It's not
sun
Nebula, and
from
it's
the
not
Dog's
Planet X.
Heaven Observatory.
But it is a massive heavenly
So
body.
needless to say, we
A
have
house
2
in
separate
heaven.
sky cameras that are showing the same
Not
thing.
made by
More
human
than just a
hands.
coincidence
Read it in the Bible.
in these captures.
Revelations. But it is a house
Here
of God.
is a naked eye observation from Canberra, Australia, which I just received yesterday. The observer indicated that the object was visible before capturing it with his camera, appearing just above and to the right of the sun. If you
Or
look
did the Bible
closely
tell you
at
that there
the
was a
object,
planet coming?
it appears
and
to
that it
be a
would be
partially
Traveling
eclipsed,
with a tail like the
possibly
dragon.
due to
With the
haze
third of
in
the
the
stars in its
atmosphere.
tail. Well,
But nevertheless, an object
I'm gonna
which
tell
the
you this.
observer indicates was
when the Bible refers to the dragon coming down from the heavens with a third of the stars in its tail and pillars of fire coming down to the earth, that sounds to me like a big giant something carrying a lot of somethings in devastation for the earth. Okay, boom, we just summed that up. Now what it is a planet. It is another solar system coming through our solar system. And yes, they do cross paths every 3,200 years. It's a fact. Look it up. Look up your history. and it's due now. Why do you think the Egyptians built them big ass pyramids like they did? All the royals, all the royals went inside and secured themselves while everything else was destroyed. Because it's kind of funny how, if you go back to the Egyptian eras, like they're like oldest things known to man, like for the oldest buildings and shit. Princess, the Gaza pyramid. So I think really those were big giant save me bunkers. Big giant save me bunkers for when this thing came by and rained down little asteroids as it sweeps by, because we are going to pass through the asteroid belt. Scientists predict something of that nature. I would listen to scientists. I would research this very carefully, because what you need to know is this. This is the part you need to know. This is the worst part that will happen to us. Yes. This is what is causing our weather patterns to off-shift a little bit more than what they would be with global warming, which turned into climate change, which is now turning into this. And I'll tell you why. When the earth is getting so much negativity, it's got to be cleaned out, man. It's like a person eating something that doesn't agree with them, they throw it up. It's not meant to be in the body. Well, we're polluting this planet so bad that it is getting ready to fall apart. First, it's going to throw us up. It's going to spit us out, because we're doing something that it doesn't agree with, like our stomachs with bad food. I couldn't have said it any better. It's coming. The Bible says something
prior
coming.
to capturing the
Word for
image
word.
with his camera. This is also a naked eye observation from Seville, Spain on December 7th. The observer indicates that after noticing something very bright in the sky, he then grabbed his camera and photographed it.
Signs from the heavens.
After examining this image,
says.
I was able to
These are your
rule out
fucking
the
signs.
possibility of this being a sundog, as the characteristics of this type of anomaly are not consistent to label it as such. And it cannot be a flare or a reflection, because the observer indicated that he saw it prior to capturing the image with his camera. This video capture is most revealing in that there are two very distinct and separate light sources emanating from the observatory sky camera. This is what is commonly referred to as a two-sun phenomenon, which I must add has just recently been viewable from the All Skycam observatory. Also notice that the sun to the right is
Remember that All Skycam observatory. Look it up. All Skycam
which would
observatory.
fall in line with the hypothesis about a brown dwarf binary star in our solar system. Here is another observatory in California showing the same two-sun phenomena just recently. As I mentioned, this is now appearing on multiple sky cameras. The following compilation of images were captured through the coordinated efforts of a group of amateur astronomers from Canada and the United States on
Very pretty, isn't it?
November 14th.
Bible also
And
says it
featured
will
in a video publication on
glow
the YouTube
with
channel,
sapphire
That
and
Is Impossible.
gemstone.
These appear to be showing an inbound
glisten,
planetoid or brown
like a
dwarf,
gem in the sky.
larger than the known planets of Jupiter and Saturn, and certainly much larger than either Uranus or Neptune. So there you have it, folks. I apologize if I am unable to include your specific images or videos in our productions due to
the
time
Illuminati
constraints.
sign that you saw in this video.
If you visit our Facebook page, you will notice that we do include many of your captures.
So there are some
our
people
front
trying to
page.
get the news out.
So be sure to visit there whenever you have a moment. Leave a comment or a message with your photo captures, and we'll check them out whenever time permits.
Facebook.com/SkyMediaNews. Check them out.
So hopefully you now have a better understanding of why the government has been so secretive for so many years about this incoming system. They knew.
Now, if you watch the video about the guy and the questions and how he slipped in there live on TV to Seth Meyer about the government lying to us and keeping secrets, now that this video plays a part with that, okay, with what he just said. So remember these things that I'm showing you. I'm revealing these things to you at the end of the videos and telling you that they're going to be about the next one, and they were about the one before. Okay, so they pretty much all have to do with each other. They're all government. They're what they're hiding. It's what you need to know. And the point is, you need to know everything. Everything that's detrimental to your health. Everything that can kill you, impose harm on you. Everything. Okay? So, I really encourage you to open up your eyes.
What was coming all along, and now they realize that the cat is out of the bag.
They knew what was coming all
along.
along.
No longer be kept in the dark. And now they realize that the cat is out of the bag. Have a better understanding of why the government has been so secretive for so many years about this incoming system. They knew what was coming all along, and now they realize that the cat is out of the bag. The secret can no longer be kept in the dark.
You got it, because we have it.
They built their fortified facilities to protect them from coronal mass ejections from the sun, from asteroid impacts, and from catastrophic flooding, all associated with the passage of this system.
You're getting pictures of their bases.
This is the very reason why the CIA relocated their division to Colorado, and also why the NSA relocated their headquarters to Utah. Hundreds of billions has been invested to protect the elite.
That's right. Just like the pyramids
now
are built
it's
for the
time
Egyptian
to do what you can do to protect yourself.
gods, supposedly.
Keep
gods,
looking to the skies, as this is your path to salvation.
Every city was destroyed around the world back when the pyramids were the only thing left standing. You don't understand what that man just said, then something wrong with you. I mean, I don't know if I have to. Hold up, you're not supposed to see that. It's private talk. Boom, 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 boom. It has to do with a lot of convos about the system and how corrupt they are. I go into detail with my words. I mean, I don't have to say it much more. I mean, I've got the videos to back it up. I mean, this one they talk about the removal of your religion. This is with your president and his Illuminati deception. But see, it's not his deception, I don't think. Somebody else's. Oh, look, you're getting the double mouse now. Oh, shiznit. Let's keep going here. There's a couple videos that I reposted. Here we go.
Seth Meyers.
Here we go. This is going to be great. Just watch this.
Is not good.
Remember how I said the government lies? Oh, here's the double mouse again.
He has been
look.
programming the world right along with all the other ones for years and years to come. All the real comedians like David Letterman are gone. All the real good stuff, the funny stuff. Now they've replaced it with.
It's going to make fun of this guy that's coming up.
This guy is so nasty. The look on his face just gives it away. Now, I don't know if the guy that he's bringing on, okay, you're about to see a clip from his movie, from this guy's TV series or whatever. Now, I just did a video before this which explained all this that I'm about to show, but this is going to be a short video, all right? You're just going to listen to how this guy acts in the show.
There's subliminal messages so fast that you got to catch it when it's paused.
Actions
Okay.
when he comes on the show, and I don't know if the guy is actually acting.
Nice outline
He's
here.
his acting stage, but
Okay.
it doesn't seem
Nice
like it. Seems
blue
like
eyes.
Asperger's. They get attached to things.
Probably can't
and they
see it
know
on this
a lot
video,
of shit, and
but I'm real good
they
at what I
randomly
do.
ask a question out of the blue.
Because it's the
not
guy that's
written
getting
down.
ready to come
Well,
on.
this man is about to ask a question. This actor that you're about to see.
You know
He's
the
gonna ask a
reflection of his
question about the
glasses,
government
you see?
and the lies that they're telling.
I just debunked something.
While he's asking him questions about the Christmas tree. Now, this was live last
Debunked
night.
the
Okay?
fake
This
the
was
fake
live, 12/14,
people
2016.
who take
The guy that was
something
recording.
like
This
this
was live
with
on
an
TV.
image in it
He
and
had
make
no clue
anything
this question
out
was
of it
coming because
and
the
say,
look on
hey,
his
this is
face
what this
after
is.
that,
When really, they're making fun
laughing
of
at
the
this
real
guy like
things.
he's a retard.
So this
He's
guy is a
reading the
real
paper.
guy. The
Guy
face
can't
is about
see
to
him
appear.
laughing at him and the fucking looks that he's giving him, but he asks a question that stumps him and makes him shake his head in a way you wouldn't ever think. So watch this video. Tell me, do you think this actor guy is a phony, propped by him? Which I don't think he is. I think the actor you're about to see really is like that
The guy
in
is
real
real.
life because of the way he says the thing at the end. He turned it into a passion, into a lifelong endeavor. He's going to pursue this thing in the acting. So you better listen to what this guy says, this actor right here. How did you decide that this was the tree for you?
Nice color, like the shape.
It's got those big, strong branches for hanging heavy ornaments.
Have you got a lot of heavy ornaments?
Yeah, we got these big
Basically
15-pound
talking
ornaments
about why
that
did you
we
choose the
actually
devil? Why
ordered
did you
special
choose the
from the
devil?
White House, and they're being delivered tomorrow night by the
It's
Secret
strong
Service.
about-
Really, from the White House?
Yeah, Obama made them himself.
That's amazing.
Please welcome back to the show, our friend Joe Farah.
This guy ain't acting. This is his real self.
Point blank, I'm going to pull you over to where you
Yeah,
asked the
I'm buying
question.
into, but it seems reasonable. At the very least, scented tree.
I do like a strong scented tree.
Okay.
Listen up.
You already said that you have a young child at home, so
Yeah.
sharp needles are not ideal.
Now they're talking about your kids on TV.
Take this to him.
Do you think it's necessary for a government to keep certain information secret from its citizens to function properly?
It's not a joke. It's really look at his
Look at his face. He just got caught when he looked at him. Now that he's not looking, he's going to laugh his ass off. Watch, see how he's doing this, and then it looked like he started to laugh.
See that?
But this is the point that I'm trying to make. They're making fun of the fact that the government's hiding things from the people, so that way the people laugh it off when the other people say the government's hiding things from you. They laugh at you. There's nothing else to be said. I mean, look, we got all kinds of stuff. In Wisconsin Mall, Santa lost it big time when a young girl told him her Christmas wish was for her stepdad to stop molesting her. Oh, shit. So, man beat the shit out of the father without word. Yeah, look it up, man. I'll even share it right now on Facebook, so people ain't got an issue not finding it. Like, really. And then do your own research. Find out, because I don't need to tell you nothing. I don't need to tell you anything at all. I don't need to. All my shit is real. The point is the government is lying. It's called the shadow government. And that's right, once again, they're called they. They, them, elite few. Stop using those words. They are, the elite are them, the government. That's who. Okay? There's my name. You can read it backwards. Hope you can. So, this has been a production. This has been a nice one, too. Yeah. Oh. Anyways. I think I'm going to end this video right now. So, this has been a nice little travel down inside my world.